5 on Your Side at 10 starts now.
Tonight, tragedy on the interstate. 4 people dead. Driver stranded for hours after a crash caused by a wrong-way driver.
Rain looks hard to find over the next week or more, but there are some changes to remind us it is October. We're timing the front that trims the temperatures back closer to average.
A loud and big message from a little voice. Meet the St. Louis kid using his megaphone to call for an end to the violence.
My message to them is please don't do it. It's not working.
5 on Your Side starts now with breaking news.
Deadly gun violence tonight, just steps away from the campus of St. Louis University. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. One person is dead, another is hurt. The shooting happened about 3 hours ago behind the Jimmy John's on Laclede near Vandeventer in Midtown. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski is live from police headquarters with new information from investigators. Laura.
Mike and Kelly, I just learned from St. Louis police detectives on the scene that the 2 victims were male and between the ages of 16 and 20. As we learned, we did find out that one of them died from their injuries. Police say the other victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say this was an argument that turned into gun violence around 7 o'clock behind the Jimmy John's and Papa John's on Laclede next to St. Louis University's campus. Several students I talked to off camera were shaken up by the whole incident and witnessed it even from their apartment windows. There are several student apartment buildings in the area and the intramural sports fields where games were still going on.
We will continue in this investigation, but right now we have no indication that this argument that escalated into shooting had anything to do with the SLU campus. And we do not believe at this time that the campus is in any danger. So that's what we know right now. Homicide is on the scene.
Investigators say that they do not want to release the name of the victim at this point. Several alerts did go out to SLU students, but police do not believe that victim that died was a student. They do believe those involved left the immediate area of the campus, but they did not disclose any other possible information about those possible suspects. We'll keep you updated. I'll make sure online and on air. Reporting live from police headquarters, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
All right, turning now to the weather impact forecast. Right now, there is some rain to the west and east of St. Louis. It's barely making a dent in our drought, though. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking those showers and a noticeable change in the temperature tomorrow, right, Scott?
Well, the one thing we can guarantee is it is going to be cooler for the next several days. The front will do that, but what it won't do is give us beneficial rain across the bi-state area. It is to our north and west. Most of the showers are actually behind the front, and the moisture that's more widespread down to the south and southeast of St. Louis right now, that seems to be status quo, staying off to the southeast of St. Louis. So if we even see some sprinkles in the metro area, we'll be doing pretty well out of this particular situation. Last 24 hours, all to our southeast or to our northwest. There were a few little pop-up showers in Jefferson County around DeSoto and then back down to the southwest, down to, into parts of southeast Missouri, though. A quarter to 3/4, even over an inch of rain between Carbondale and over towards Cape Girardeau. We missed all of that. There's not much of an opportunity tomorrow morning. Maybe a few sprinkles. Otherwise, it's lots of clouds. You're out the door tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 60s. But wait till you see those low temperatures by, say, Thursday and Friday morning. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Right now, I-170 near Berkeley is back open. The northbound lanes were shut down for nearly 5 hours today due to a wrong-way crash that left 4 people dead. 5 on Your Side's Annie Crawl is live tonight near Natural Bridge and 170 where the crash happened. Annie.
Kelly, it was a chaotic and traumatic scene here. The crash happened just after 1 p.m. on the northbound lanes of the highway. Many of the people who I spoke with said it was tough to witness the aftermath.
But it's always a shock when you see an accident like that and you know it's not good for the occupants.
That's how many drivers felt as they headed northbound on I-170 just south of Interstate 70. 2 cars were initially involved in the crash on Monday afternoon. Witnesses saying one of the cars was flipped on its roof. 2 other cars came crashing in behind after Sergeant Andrew Gadberry with Missouri State Highway Patrol said a man was traveling southbound on northbound I-70.
There were a total of 4 fatalities, one on the wrong way driver vehicle and then 3 in another vehicle.
Northbound lanes of 170 eventually clearing up around 6 p.m. as people made detours to eastbound I-70.
I can't answer even at this point where he got onto northbound 70 at.
Susan and Mark Wirtz were just some of the hundreds of passerbys to the crash. They were heading to visit their son, Mason, who's studying abroad at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale from Perth, Australia.
I guess that's one of the most shocking things we've seen on our trip, and it's a reminder that it can happen to any of us at any time, and always look out for yourself. Don't go too fast.
And with our son over here from Australia talking about, travelling to Chicago on weekends, etc., with friends or whoever, you think, ooh, we're such a long way away normally. Just all those thoughts go through your mind.
The Wirtz family especially emphasizing the differences they've seen over the last several weeks from stateside drivers between Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee, and even Colorado.
The 70 speed limit means 80 or 85 here. In where we're from, a 70 speed limit would be a 70 speed limit. Otherwise, you're going to get cameras and fines in the mail.
And the 4 victims have not yet been identified. The investigation is ongoing. The Missouri Highway Patrol says the major crash investigation unit was on the scene today trying to gather more information. Reporting live in North County, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
Tonight, a memorial is growing outside the Barnes & Noble store in Ladue just 3 days after a car crashed through the front window, killing 1 person and injuring 2 others. Family members confirmed to 5 on your side the woman killed was 74-year-old Paula Aboud. Her husband remains in the ICU tonight. The crash is under investigation, and it's unclear whether the driver could face charges. The store at the Ladue Crossing Shopping Center has since reopened.
Only on 5 on your side tonight, an exclusive look at the St. Louis Realtors Association report on racial discrimination in the region's housing market. It stems from an apology the association made in 2022, recognizing their part in discriminatory housing practices. Analysis covered nearly 75,000 home purchases in St. Louis City and County. The report highlights higher debt-to-income ratios and undervaluation of homes in Black neighborhoods.
We recognize that there were things that we were a part of as the St. Louis Realtors that we prevented and put in place some of the barriers that were in place. Well, now we want to rectify what has been done so that we can project and move forward.
The report offers plans to help even the playing field. 5 on your side's Laura Barcheski will have an in-depth look at the full report when it is released tomorrow. An expo on October 18th will also provide resources.
A number of local organizations are calling for systemic change in the Francis Howell School District. This after a custodian was arrested for writing violent racist slurs inside Francis Howell High School. Police arrested Tyler Carter for the crime, but he is out on bond tonight. The school board fired him. Now the NAACP, Missouri Equity Education Partnership, and Francis Howell Forward want to see more changes. This includes anti-bias training and policy updates.
It's a mythology to think that this only impacts Black students. It impacts all students when we have to dedicate time, resources, etc., to fighting hate instead of educating our children.
These organizations will hold a town hall in a few weeks for families to voice their concerns. The district responded to today's press conference saying, quote, "The behavior of this individual does not reflect our values nor represent who we are as a community. It's our firm belief that all students and staff deserve to feel safe and welcome in our schools." Tonight, a 10-year-old boy from Jennings is sending a loud message to criminals. Put down the guns.
He spoke out at a peace rally over the weekend, and now his message is gaining traction on social media. Brent Solomon's here to explain why the message is a personal one, Brent.
It certainly is. He's seen violence hit close to home. It was enough to make him a vocal advocate. And as you're about to see, that little boy who wants to be an athlete or a governor, let's just say he's pretty mature for his age. It's a passionate plea from 10-year-old Prince Jones.
Stop gun violence. I want to be a football player. Stop the violence.
The Jennings 10-year-old spoke out at the Love Thy Neighbor Peace Rally Saturday, sponsored by Mamas Against Homicides, State Senator Angela Mosley, and other lawmakers and community advocates. Since then, hundreds and hundreds of likes on social media, people praising the young boy's powerful message and maturity.
Have you teach me, I'll be teaching.
We caught up with Jones Monday evening after training. He plays football for the Kirkwood Pioneers.
I do want to grow up to be a football player one day.
And so that he can grow old, he wants criminals to rethink their choices.
Violence is not the key. Why not just settle it mentally? It's not always weapons that can be involved. You can talk it out. It's apologies.
For the 10-year-old, it's personal. He's now growing up without his father.
He lost his father, his uncle, his cousin, to violence, gun violence, and, the drugs and all this war out here on the streets.
It's why he's become an advocate, a young voice with a big message.
Hurting other people, that's not good. You never know what that person could be in life at all. Please don't do it. It's not worth it. I mean, you have counselors. You can go talk to people before doing anything like that.
And chances are you may be hearing much more from Little Prince. Along with his football aspirations is another big ambition.
A governor.
The governor?
A governor.
Of Missouri?
Yes, sir.
You could do it. You can. I want you to do it. The Hanrahan Elementary student says part of his maturity comes from listening to his teacher and following directions. I'm told the young athlete is a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan, and he's hoping that one day, if he stays on the right track, maybe he'll get to go to a game and even meet the players.
The next generation outsmarting AI and turning to the trades.
We get in, we get out, and get to work.
Tonight, the flow of high-paying jobs that don't require a four-year degree and the clog of student debt. Let the holiday sales begin.
Jeff Bezos has us all under control.
The deal's just minutes away.
Free water was not the deal for most of us today, as very few saw rain. That doesn't look to change anytime soon. We are tracking refreshing air into the bi-state over the next 24 hours. We'll see if that lasts into the weekend.
Tonight, the state of Illinois is suing the Trump administration for authorizing Texas National Guard members to deploy to Chicago. Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling it an invasion and a power move. The White House says President Trump wants to protect property and ICE personnel amid heated protests. A federal judge is now weighing Illinois' emergency request to block those deployments. Oral arguments are set for Thursday.
Skilled labor is hard to come by. Now there's been a shift in bolstering the workforce.
Trade schools are seeing a spike in students hoping for better wages and AI-proof jobs. As 5 on Your Side's Michelle Lee found out, many are well on their way to landing more money than their college counterparts.
A spark ignites for students who want more than just a pipe dream.
I've always been good at fixing things, good with my hands.
I just like the fulfillment of doing pipes.
After 9 months of school, Mike Gregoire and Desmond Butler will be on different paths to the same outcome.
Being a journeyman plumber.
And they're doing it at the right time in the right place. Rankin Technical College has a 97% job placement rate.
I have happy students. It is because it's a 9-month program, so we get in, we get out, and get to work. I think you figured it out.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics says there will be about 44,000 new openings for plumbers and pipe fitters each year until 2034, thanks to people retiring and new construction. It's also a job that's impossible to replace with AI alone.
They're not going to outsource this stuff for the most part. It's mostly new construction. The soccer stadium was a big one recently for a lot of our graduates.
I like the remodeling aspect of it too, turning old into new.
There's a lot of different aspects to plumbing. So I think most people just think you're fixing toilets all the time.
It takes dexterity and technical knowledge, even math and physics. I learned very quickly that it's challenging work trying to solder pipes together without a leak.
I don't think I'm going to pass.
In the end, these are skills that pay the bills. Easily a 6-figure job one day, and in this economy, that's priceless.
We're changing lives here.
It's kind of exciting.
I've been here long enough to see it come full circle where they were a student and then they did their apprenticeship and now they're a journeyman and making the big bucks and having kids, buying houses, all that good stuff that we said they could do.
In St. Louis, Michelle Lee, 5 on Your Side.
The real numbers for the plumbing program break down like this. Tuition, a little less than $20,000 for a 9-month program. You can make about $50,000 a year as an entry-level plumber. And after about 6 years, you can be a journeyman plumber and make at least double that.
We're less than 2 hours away from the unofficial kickoff to the holiday shopping season. Amazon Prime Big Deal Day starts at midnight. It promises 48 hours of discounts of up to 50% off on items. Walmart's deals also begins at midnight and lasts 6 days. Target's Circle Week sale is already underway, offering 7 days of savings. According to Retail Me Not, some consumers are worried tariff-related fees will impact their shopping budget.
I'm always thinking about holiday shopping, especially trying to get the best deals that I can. I know Target has their stuff, their promotions this week, as well as Prime.
Shoppers are feeling the pressures of price increases throughout the year. And if anything, shoppers have deferred many of their discretionary purchases, waiting for one of these sales holidays.
Kohl's and Best Buy are also holding sales this week. Well, we are exactly 4 months away from the Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina, Italy. And with 2 host cities, organizers are doubling up on the pageantry. While Milan will host the opening ceremony, a smaller ceremony will also take place in the ski resort town of Cortina de I forgot how to say it. Ampezzo, but I think that's not right. But for the first time, there will be 2 Olympic cauldrons. The Winter Olympics kick off February 6th right here on 5 on your side.
And she won gold at the 1992 Winter Olympics at Albertville. Now she's being honored in St. Louis. Former U.S. figure skater Christy Yamaguchi will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award at next month's Musial Awards. The Musial family says the gold medalist's actions on the ice and her charity work are perfect examples of kindness and sportsmanship, and that's what the Musial Awards are all about. I'm the luckiest guy in the world because this will be my 20th year as the host and reporter for the nationally televised Musial Awards. It'll be held November 22nd at the Stiefel Theater. Tickets start at just $11, and we have more information in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com.
And if you go, be prepared to use those Kleenexes
tissues,
that they have.
Always some amazing stories.
It is amazing. Yeah. All right, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here. We've been talking about holiday sales, and we're just not feeling the holiday type weather, Scott.
No, not at all. Not even for October, you know, but it is looking kind of spooky tonight. We did have the full moon rising in St. Louis, and with the clouds coming and going, kind of made for a pretty scene. This is the harvest moon. It's one of 3 supermoons here. The next, well, the way moons orbits around the Earth, it's closest to Earth, or very close to Earth for the next 3 full moons. And so because of that, it's classified as a supermoon. It's a little brighter, maybe looks a little bigger. It's still actually in reality the same size. The moon's not changing, just our perspective of it, right? Paul from Washington, Missouri had that pretty close up of that for us tonight. Clouds were fewer there. They are thicker south and east of St. Louis and farther to the north and west. That's the cold front. It's making its way across northeast Missouri. It's trying to generate a couple of showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. There's a couple of little downpours up towards Paris. That's Paris, Missouri right now, heading towards Monroe City and up towards the Quincy-Hannibal area. For us in the metro, there's not much going on at the moment. Most of it has stayed to the south and southeast of St. Louis, and this is still where we're generating a few little light showers across the region. Don't expect much more than that as we head through the remainder of the night into tomorrow morning. Around the metro, unlikely we'll see much rainfall at all. 74 right now. We were up to 85 degrees for the high temperature today. That we won't do tomorrow. We're in the 60s out the door tomorrow morning. That's about par for the course the last couple of mornings. But tomorrow afternoon, temperatures are not going up all that much. We'll top out in the lower 70s. Winds turning to the north behind the front. And while we may see a little bit of rain, the odds of seeing anything that's impactful, slim to none for most of us. Get that down towards the Ohio River. That's where the heaviest rain will be. Then we look for breezy, mostly cloudy conditions tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow evening drop off fairly quickly, dropping through the 60s. And by Wednesday morning, out the door, you're in the low 50s. Look at Thursday and Friday morning. In the 40s. For lows. That's in town. Outlying areas in the coolest spots, especially on Thursday morning, could be around 40 degrees. Now, we know it is that time of year where you're looking for things to do this weekend. Your weekend is looking good weather-wise. Mizzou and Alabama and Ohio State in Illinois, Columbia and Champaign-Urbana are going to be busy places this weekend. And the weather looks perfect for that. Of course, we're in a drought. We can't do anything about that. We're not going to get any rain to relieve it. So if we're going to stay in the drought, and we are, the rain chances look minuscule, then we might as well have some decent weather so we can get some things done.
Yeah, might as well. More
Absolutely.
retaining wall work for
That's
you.
right, yes.
Thanks, Scott. Frank is here with sports.
The last time Mizzou beat Alabama, Godfather 2 was winning the Oscar. We will relive the moment, plus we'll show you the Chiefs, the playoffs, and hit and run with Doug Armstrong. The last time Mizzou beat Alabama in football, Kelly Jackson wasn't born. I was in grade school, and Mike Bush had just completed his first year at 5 on your side. The year was 1975, and the 14th-ranked Tigers will try to end that drought against the 8th-ranked Crimson Tide on Saturday in one of the biggest games in recent memory. On a Monday night in September in Legion Field in Birmingham 50 years ago, Mizzou, behind running back Tony Galbraith, got off to a 20-0 lead, and the Tigers stunned second-ranked Alabama 20-7. The Crimson Tide had a 22-game win streak. The great Pete Woods was a quarterback on that Mizzou squad.
You see crowd, huge crowd of people. Everyone there just celebrating like crazy. I don't know what the campus was like, but I have to believe it was similar. Just unbelievable. I mean, there's nothing that beats the high of beating a team you're not expected to and realizing everybody in the country is watching that game.
Chiefs in Jacksonville, Monday Night Football. Kareem Hunt will score with 1:45 to play. The Chiefs take a 28-24 lead. The Jags drove down the field, and with 23 seconds to play, Trevor Lawrence stumbles, gets up, and gets in. Jacksonville wins 31-28. The Chiefs are now 2-3. Cubs and Brewers, game 2, and here's the big blow of the game of the 4th inning. Jackson Churio with a 3-run bomb to center field. Right now, the Brewers lead it 7-3 in the 7th inning. They won game 1 also. Dodgers and Phillies, Nick Castellanos just flips the bat. It lands safely in left field. 2-run score. It's a double, and we have a 4-3 game in the bottom of the 9th inning. Then the ex-Cardinals. We have Harrison Bader, who's been terrific, extending the inning. Trey Turner with the tying run at third, hits it to Tommy Edman, who spikes the ball in the ground. Freddie Freeman makes a great play. Dodgers win 4-3. They lead the series 2-0. Connor McDavid signed a 2-year contract with the Edmonton Oilers for $25 million. Pretty good money, however, not as much as some are making in the league. And McDavid is regarded by most as the best player in hockey. It's a team-friendly deal which allows the Oilers to spend more money on talent around McDavid. We often play hit and run on Mondays with a sports celebrity. It's opening week for the Blues, so let's play with the president, Doug Armstrong. Best hockey mind that you've ever been around, and why?
Al McGinnis, I think, and quite honestly, Alexander Steen. It's just their nuances to, like, I've learned more from Al than I've certainly taught Al. And Alex is the same way. Like, that's why I enjoy working with Alex.
Were you more nervous watching your kids play sports or watching the Blues play?
Oh, my kids.
Romantic dinner for 2, where do you go in St. Louis?
We go to Napoli and we go to Paul Mano's, two fantastic spots.
As you hit the stretch drive of your career, do you ever think about joining your father in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it'd be a great honor. But I think it's different, Frank, from a player to an executive, is that a player can get in the Hall of Fame playing on bad teams and just being that good of a player. An executive has to get in the Hall of Fame off the backs of players. So whatever accolades that come at the end of my career will be because of the work that the players have done, not what I've done.
And how would Doug Armstrong like to be remembered?
I'd like to be thought of as someone that gave their best, that cared about the organization more than he did himself, and that people might not have liked, but they respected.
And even though Alexander Steen is taking over, Doug Armstrong's not going away. This is not like a Mozeliak situation. He's going to be around overseeing everything.
And I think that gives comfort to a lot of Blues fans.
He's awesome at his job.
All right. Thanks, Frank.
Okay, you guys like candy corn?
Yes.
Okay, well, either you love it or you hate it. The divide between Missouri and Illinois over the polarizing seasonal sweets.
The Anheuser-Busch Brewery is hiring for the holidays. A job fair will be held tomorrow and Wednesday for the 2025 Brewery Lights. They're hiring for numerous part-time jobs, and tickets for this year's holiday experience go on sale October 29th.
It's October Bear at Build-A-Bear. The St. Louis-based company has released its 2025 Halloween collection and includes pumpkin and spooky kitty, goblin, zombies, and even a glowing pumpkin teddy bear. The posable bat has already sold out.
Show me the candy corn. A new heat map from Brock shows Missouri is the 5th highest candy corn loving state, trailing Utah, Iowa, Kansas, and Indiana. The polarizing tricolor treat not as popular over in Illinois.
I love it.
Not a big fan. There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis at 5 a.m.